Welcome to Treasure Coast Community Health, with 7 locations to serve you better. We have a dedicated staff. And now, here's your host, CEO Vicki Soule.
Conversations. Those of you that know Treasure Coast Community Health know that we provide primary medical, dental, behavioral health, pharmacy, sort of a one-stop shop for all of your medical and mental and physical needs, including dentistry. I would be remiss if I didn't add them. And a lot of folks have asked me, is it just for people without insurance? So I want to clarify again. We serve everyone, regardless of their ability to pay, that's true. But we take all the insurances and we provide a really great team for your benefit to keep you healthy. And so in that vein, I have been reminded to encourage people to get their flu shots. Yes, I know we're all wearing masks and we're washing our hands, and in theory, we should not be catching the flu. However, anyone who has been around someone with COVID or asthma or any of the other things that would reduce our immune system, think about them. Don't think about yourself. Think about how you're getting the dreaded flu and any other year would impact them. And please, there's lots of different places, including Treasure Coast Community Health, where you can get the flu shot at no or little cost. So please do that as soon as possible, because it will take your body some weeks to gather up its immune responses and protect you and therefore protect others. So don't delay, get it done. This week I have with us a non-medical group, Jeff Francisco from Habitat from Humanity. Habitat of Four. I knew there was an adjective in there. I was messing up. At least I didn't say United for Poverty. Yeah. But that's where Jeff used to be, if his name or voice sounds familiar. And I also have with us today Karen Bryant, also from Habitat, who's going to talk about one of their other programs. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Vicki, for having us today. I'm Karen Bryant with the Indian River Habitat for Humanity Neighborhood Revitalization Program. And some of you are probably wondering, what is neighborhood revitalization? Well, to put it simply, it's home repairs. So if there's anybody in the community, not just a Habitat homeowner, any homeowner in Indian River County that meets our income guidelines, which are regulated by HUD and available on our website. If you need a home repair that keeps you in the home, such as hot water heater, a roof that secures your home, and you don't have that extra money laying around, I would encourage you to apply for our repair program. The best example that I can give you of how the repair program works is air conditioner. Let's say an average air conditioner is $5,000 and the homeowner does not have that $5,000. You need an AC, so you apply with Indian River Habitat. We look at over your application, make sure and collect some documents to make sure that you qualify. And then we do a one-on-one application and home assessment to verify that there is a need for the repair, that the homeowner has the ability to repay us and is willing to partner with us. Partnering with us on that home repair looks like 10% down of the home repair. So if it was a $5,000 AC system, that would be $500 down. We would have a licensed local contractor do that work. We would be involved from beginning to end, taking before, during, and after photos. The homeowner would then sign a final contract, and their payments would begin approximately a month after the work is completed for 36 months at no interest. So again, that AC would look like $500 down and approximately $95 to $100 a month for 36 months until that bill was paid. And the reason, of course, for the payback is sustainability. So you can pay it forward to help other neighbors in Indian River County that need help, whether it's a hot water heater, roof, air conditioner, something that we call critical repair that helps you sustain your status as a homeowner in Indian River.
So I have a question on behalf of the listening audience. In our particular case, I went home last week and my husband said, "Ugh, we've got to get a service contract, I guess, because our air conditioner had failed, but it wasn't that old. It was a blower that costs around $500, let's say. I don't know exactly, but would you consider something like that? Because it didn't run without it."
Yes, most definitely, because air conditioner and heat in Florida is a critical repair, especially, well, for anybody, but especially for somebody with a medical condition or a senior. We wouldn't want anybody to go without air in Florida. So yes, if they did not have the money for that repair, again, they would go through the application status and one of our licensed AC contractors would come out on site and determine that need.
Mhm.
And then at that point, we would collect the 10% down and we would give the authorization for the repair.
Wow, that is fantastic. You're like the light under the bushel basket. You're
That's why I brought her.
shining
Thank
bright.
you,
But that is fantastic, particularly as it sounds like it's really not about the cost per se, as long as you can pay it back, whether it's $400 or $4,000. It's really about, is it critical? Is it needed? And, can they put a little skin in the game to start with?
Correct. If anybody knows anything about Indian River Habitat for Humanity or Habitat for Humanity nationally and internationally, sweat equity is a big thing. So for the repair program, you're not per se allowed to, you're not a roofing contractor, so you can't do that. So the 10% is and the payback is the skin in the game. We have some other ways that people can pay into the vision. Some people choose to be food angels, which helps our volunteer teams out on the new construction site. So there's definitely a wide range opportunity for people to get skin in the game. And like our saying and our motto is at Habitat for Humanity, we are a hand up, not a handout. But yes, anybody with a critical need, we definitely want to serve. We do on our home repair program, we do have a cap, meaning we try to keep it $6,000 or under per home. But if it is a critical repair like a roof, especially like we see hurricanes in Florida, what we've had happen is if we get a quote for an $8,000 or a $9,000 roof, sometimes homeowners have insurance money or they do have enough to put down to fill in that gap over $6,000. So if they got an $8,000 roof estimate, they would have to put $2,000 down. That $6,000 would be spread out over 48 months at $125 a month, no interest.
And not to ignore the fact that money factors into this.
Yes.
Because Treasure Coast Community Health also has a sliding fee scale discount program that applies basically to people between 100% of federal poverty level and about 250%. And I took a peek at your documents, and I think that's about where you're at as well. You factor it differently. We use everyone's household income. That is, if you have a grandparent and a working grandson, it's not just grandma's Social Security, whose house it is, but also her grandson's income would count in. You have the same?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We count everybody in the household and any income in the household to, hopefully verify that family to be able to qualify as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who would they contact if they were interested in this program or knew of someone that they thought might qualify and refer them?
Yes. So the first thing to do is our pre-screening application, which can either be picked up at the office, Indian River Habitat for Humanity at 4568 North US 1 in Vero Beach, right behind the Restore, in our administrative offices, or you can go online to our website to www.irchabitat.org. Then you would click on programs and home repair and complete the pre-screening application, and that will trigger a phone interview to you. And then if you pass that stage, you would be coming in for a one-on-one application with myself.
Since this is a critical repair program, how long would it take once the application is submitted to you for you to call them and these things get repaired on average?
The pre-screening happens usually within the same week, but 2 weeks at the most. The home assessment and the one-on-one application, same thing, would happen within 2 to 3 weeks time frame. So you could have a repair done within a time frame of 30 days, depending on what it is. ACs are quick repair, or even if it's a new AC, that can be done pretty quickly. But a roof, the permit process, the getting the 50% down to the roofer, that could take a little bit longer. So maybe about 6 weeks to 8 weeks on a roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one other question. It's my job. I was told of someone whose hot water tank kind of blew up on them. I think the bottom fell out and it damaged their flooring, and they didn't take care of it properly right away. And so would that flooring repair as well as the hot water tank be considered? It's not a one only kind of deal?
No, definitely the hot water tank is critical. And if the insurance for that homeowner didn't have insurance and it didn't cover the flooring, then that could be something that we look at and repair or fix. Yes. Wonderful. But if it was verifiable that insurance would cover it, of course we wouldn't.
Sure. But a lot of people these days, unfortunately, have had to drop their insurance levels or completely. And so I ask on behalf of those folks.
Yes, definitely a repair that we would do.
Okay.
Yes.
And so if they had questions, you've already mentioned that you have a web page. Can you give us the address and or a phone number?
Yes. Our phone number is 772-562-9860. And it'd be extension 211 for the Neighborhood Revitalization Program.
Clever.
Yes.
Okay.
211, connecting people in the community.
There you go.
And then the web address again is www.irchabitat.org.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're going to take a short break for a word from our sponsors. And then when we come back, then, Jeff, you'll be on to tell us about how Habitat for Humanity programs are currently working and how people can sign up for them.
10, 9, 8.
Why did the countdown stop? Because it's the countdown to Buzz TV channel 1098, Comcast Xfinity, and it's here. Local content for Sebastian, Vero, and Fort Pierce. Tune in for local info, happenings, and fun, including all the great Planet Vero TV shows from 8 to 10 a.m. and p.m. Dial in channel 1098 for Buzz TV on your Comcast Xfinity box and discover what the buzz is all about.
Polo Grill is open with an exciting new menu featuring amazing steaks from Revere Ranch. Yes, Polo Grill is open and is the prime location for great steaks, fresh seafood, outdoor dining under a covered veranda, and an eclectic wine selection. Polo Grill remains committed to service quality and social distancing, including tables 6 feet apart under the comfortable veranda. Located on Ocean Drive, 231-4090, pgvero.com. Touchless curbside pickup now available. Open daily at 4 p.m.
Millennium Cremation Service now has 3 convenient locations. Visit Millennium Cremation Service in Sebastian, Vero Beach, and now their newest location in Port St. Lucie's Tradition. A simple cremation is very affordable for just $7.95. Locally owned and operated, Millennium Cremation Service is proud to be the Treasure Coast on-site crematory. Reach out when you are in need to Millennium Cremation Service, 772-999-5547. Online at millenniumcremationservice.com.
Blue Dolphin Pools strives to provide quality service with a well-trained staff in the field and in the office. They want you to know that your pool or spa investment means much more to them than just another account. They believe you have entrusted them with your investment, and they'll do their best to see that it stays in top condition. Blue Dolphin Pool has been in business over 35 years, setting them apart from the competition. Residential or commercial, Blue Dolphin will keep you in the swim. 567-5853.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. This is Vicki Soule from Treasure Coast Community Health, where we provide primary care of all different kinds to keep you healthy. But we know that just health, physical health, oral, mental health is not enough to really make you feel whole and happy and a productive member of society. So we are trying to offer up some stress relievers in social services these days. not only because they're great partners, but because they are an important part of our community. And during the break, Karen and Jeff and I from Habitat for Humanity were talking, and I said to Karen, I really was not aware of your restoration capabilities. And is it just for Indian River County, or is it sort of a tri-county thing?
We can only serve Indian River County. However, Brevard does have a repair program as well. So if you called Brevard Habitat for Humanity and got a hold of Tom, that would be available for residents, in Barefoot Bay, Micco, and Palm Bay, and Melbourne.
Wonderful. Thank you, because our radio audience and our Facebook posts do go past Indian River County. And I just wanted to clarify that. So, Jeff, you're on to talk about the program that we're all probably more familiar with than the repairs program. That is how to get affordable housing within our lovely area.
Yes. So, again, my name's Jeff Francisco. I'm the Director of Outreach and Impact. Basically, I'm in charge of family services. I look after our roughly 400 homeowners that we currently have. But I also recruit home buyers into the program now, and shepherd them through the process to get them through. And so, first of all, if you don't mind, Vicki, I'd like to talk about the big pre-screen qualifications.
That sounds great, because a lot of people wonder.
They do, and there's a lot of misconceptions. It seems like that I'm always out myth busting recruiting. And but anyway, I'd like to speak about that.
That
just
would
for a
be
minute.
great. Help us understand what the current criteria are.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 big ones that get you in the door, so to speak. Again, we're a first-time homebuyer program.
Okay.
For affordable homes, so you can't have had your name on a deed or owned a home in the last 3 years. That
Makes
wouldn't
sense.
work. Yeah. You have to live or work in Indian River County for at least a year. The main reason behind that is we have a strictly Indian River County board, and it's much like poverty was. It's in this county. It's Indian River County donors, money, working to help Indian River County families. We're pretty big on that. You have to have had a lease in your name for at least a year, sometime in the last 2 years or so.
So as opposed to, say, a credit check, where you might have bought a car and then fell behind on payments.
Right.
It's not a credit check that gets you in the door. It's
the lease.
Did you have a lease?
We need, because one of the things we are is a mortgage company. We actually hold the mortgage, so we need
sustainability of effort.
Right. So we actually underwrite you as just as PNC Bank or anybody else would for a loan. So we need something. We don't really use credit scores.
Does the lease have to be just in their name? For example, some of our younger people may have been asked to have a parent or someone on the lease. Not a positive yes that came out of his mouth.
It's not. That would be something I would have to look at. Okay,
that makes sense.
Part of my job is to define the gray area, and there's a lot of gray area.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because you're absolutely right. The circumstances from one individual over the course of a year or two can vary greatly.
Yes.
And so it's nice to know that Habitat is willing to look at that and consider
and we don't lose
circumstances.
Sight of the whole point of that is to judge whether or not they're a good credit risk to pay back the loan. And so there's more than just that go into it. But these are things that get you through what we call our pre-screen.
Okay.
You have to have been employed for at least 1 year in the same job, or have been in the same field. Like if you're in landscaping and you switch jobs, that's okay. If you're still, but we need to know that your employment history is good and will probably go forward.
Well, that's important, because if people can't pay back the loans for the houses, then the program sort of stops, because those funds are necessary to keep other people moving forward. You've got a lot of building materials, a lot of stuff that goes into creating a home before you turn over the keys to someone.
Yeah, it is true. And then the last thing is you need to have some need for housing, right? And and that can be many different things. In our county, it's not rental rates are so high. It's not hard to prove need here, really, but there does need to be some need. So those are the things that you will. That's how we qualify people. Those are the things that you would look for. You'll find on our pre-screen.
And I would imagine most people are coming to you based on need. They're reaching out and saying,
almost always. Yeah.
I've heard about the program. Yeah. What do I need to do to qualify? And so you start with these pre-screening questions. And then what happens then, Jeff?
Okay, so you can do the pre-screen. You can come in our office, which we're right behind the Restore. We're just
right over there with Karen.
Sorry, Karen and I actually we're next door, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we're actually our office is actually right next door to each other.
You don't spend a lot of time in your office, I can tell. Figuring this out online. Okay, keep going.
But we're behind the Restore on US 1, just north of 45th Street.
Right.
And so we're back there. You can come in anytime, fill out a pre-screen. You can also go online, like Karen said earlier, on irchabitat.org, and the menu bar across the top, there's one, how to apply or how to buy a home. You can go through there, and you can click through to a pre-screen application. There's also a lot of information about
the program,
about how to get on. Yeah. So
I'm going to challenge you real quick, though.
Yeah.
You say you can come by any time. So is that 9 to 5 or?
It's 8:30 to 5, actually.
Okay. Open during lunch if people could get a lunch break to swing by. Okay.
And if I have people, if I know they're coming, I'll stay after 5. If they work the same time I do, I'll stay after 5.
That's great. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. So you fill out a pre-screen. If you are approved through that, then we invite you to an orientation. Used to be live in our office. Now, in these days, it's online. Yeah, it's virtual. Yeah, we don't even do that yet. We haven't gone to that yet. So we turned what we used to do live into a video.
Perfect.
And so anybody can access it online. It's actually been pretty helpful. So once you look at that, you see what we require of you as well as what you're going to be committed to, and we see if you can, if you want to move forward. And if you do, we get you a home buyer application process, and then we start the underwriting that I talked about.
Now, in days past, I'd heard that there were a number of classes, in addition to the sweat equity, again, as you bring up Zoom and what we used to do in person and what we're doing now, that restriction or that dedication to additional trainings is still there. It's just in a different form.
Well, it's actually the same way. We just wear masks, and we're in a big room. And the biggest class that I've had since I've been there is 6, but it's 4, 5, or 6.
Okay.
And so we're able to spread out in this room. It usually will seat about 20, and we've continued to be able to do that in person. Now we were on hiatus, from like March 15th to like May 1st. But
okay, still good information.
Yeah,
really helpful.
Yeah, and so in those classes, I'll just mention it real quickly. So it's a first-time homebuyer class. In essence, I go over some of the things that you'll face it being a first-time homebuyer, because you've never seen it before, right? And then and there's some financial literacy, budgeting, that kind of stuff.
That's excellent. And that is specifically for the homeowner, unlike
home buyers
on the
way in. Yes.
Okay. Unlike sweat equity, where you could send your sister.
That's right.
It's really okay.
Yeah. Well, they have to do their own sweat equity too. They can have volunteers help with a portion of it, but they're responsible for their own as well.
Okay.
And then when you get to 60% of your sweat equity, we assign your lot.
Awesome.
Then you start working on your.
And so, where are lots available at this point?
Right now, we have a few lots left in Fellsmere. We have a wonderful neighborhood in Fellsmere called Grace Meadows, and then we have what we call spot lots. It's in Oslo Park, which is south of Oslo Road, off of 20.
Well, I really appreciate you guys being here today. I can't believe it. We're out of time already.
Wow. Thank
you so much for the information. I hope that this allows people to understand and come and see you, because housing is a critical need, and you are doing great, great work on behalf of all of our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you,
Vicki.